G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the east side of the map, playing as the French. In the color blue representing Izzy Esports, it is MarineLord. On the west of the map, playing as the Mongols in the color yellow, it's Beastyqt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first game in round 3. I guess this is your headline act for this evening. I tell you what, if this was an MMA show, I'd be wanting to save these two until last because they throw punches and they absolutely hit. It is like watching two heavyweights fight it against each other and neither of them know how to block. They just man-fight each other chest to chest. It's, at least that's the sound I suspect they make. I feel like I may have already been demonetized by YouTube, in which case, apologies. Anyway, this is an incredibly important match. I'm not going to get into the theory behind it, but I want you guys to know this is part of an event that we're doing at the moment called the Caster Mode Clash or the Caster Mode Cardboard. Look, all you need to know is that the name's not important and neither are the points. What's important is that we've got two of the world's best players battling it out right now in front of us for $1,000. It's a lot of money. It's a lot on the line. But it's nowhere near as much as the 300,000 that the Red Bull Wallalol is going to be throwing up. So make sure you check that link in the description because it might be about time for that tournament to start. Now, without further ado, let's begin talking a little bit about the matchup that we've got today. French versus Mongols, a matchup that's gone through a number of different iterations with regard to the meta and the way that it shifted. At the moment, you'd probably have to give a little bit of a favor over to the French. It seems like the French are a bit more of a solid of a sieve at the moment. I feel like people probably don't really know what to do with the Mongols at the moment, but you know, if there's anybody who knows what the Mongols are up to or the best way to use them, it's this guy over here, Beastyqt. He begins by dropping down a barracks in the Dark Age and begins applying some pressure. And I'm suspecting that MarineLord might be looking to do the response. I guess we haven't given a name to the response, but I'd be calling it like the Mr. response. And I feel like we should probably start implementing these names. I've been watching a lot of chess lately, and you know, when it comes to chess, it's like you do an opening and someone's like, oh, it's this opening. And it's like, no, I just moved that move. They're like, yeah, it's this opening. I'm just going to respond with this response or with this defense. And then you're like, bro, I have like 300 ELO. Stop. I don't care about Scandinavian defenses. I don't even know what the pawn does. Like that's the level that we're talking about here. But the point is, the level that we're at right now, I feel like we should be saying, all right, I suspect MarineLord's probably just going to be pulling off a Mr. defense. And you guys should all know what that is. Mr. was the one who pioneered it. We talk about N4C earlier this year. We saw the Mr. do this. People were wondering, how do you beat the Mongols as the French? What's the key to victory? How are we going to do this? And Mr.'s like, I've got a theory. So this is my theory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up with my School of Cavalry. But with the School of Cavalry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make scouts instead of making horsemen or knights because they're cheaper, but they still have the same amount of siege damage as everybody else. And then I'm going to use those scouts once I've burned through this outpost. I'm going to use them and get professional scouts. And then I'm going to grab all the hunts from around the map and bring them back to my base. And that was it. And that was it. And that became the Mr. Defense. And he started defending against all things Mongol with that opening. Now, of course, he added in archers as well so that he could take out the spearmen, but it was a beautiful defense, and it really changed the way that the matchup worked, and I suspect we may see something similar today from MarineLord. But Beastie will expect this, and he will be knowing exactly what is going to be coming from his opponent. So the question is how much he invests in this early game, and how much aggression he looks to go for, as he's got two spears around the opposite side of the base, the back side of the base here. And it looks like we've got a delete here on the mining camp. So one of the things to note is that if you get 1 damage on the mining camp, it will give you a bounty. But if the enemy repairs the 1 damage and then deletes the mining camp, you don't get the bounty. And I think that's what we saw happen there. MarineLord, just with a few sheep at the moment. He's got 21 sheep. It seems like a reasonable number of sheep, especially for a map like this. And I will just confirm this is a Red Bull Wallalol map with this many sheep, yes. What kind of civs could take advantage of that many sheep? I guess Holy Roman Empire would be really good with that many sheep. Chinese would be really good with that many sheep. That's probably about it. At least that's all I can think of. But it looks like he's found an opening down here. MarineLord's put a mill a little bit too far away from the town center, and it is going to become the target. The question is going to be what kind of response he can issue to this. We can see he's only got 114 wood in the bag. Whether we see a scout opened up here. He's actually, I don't think he's going to get this wheelbarrow out. It's got another 45 seconds, but unless he pulls Vils to Repair, and he is going to pull Vils to Repair, but by pulling the Vils to Repair, he's going to start draining his wood. We can see that he's added in that archery range on the back side of his base. So that's definitely going to help him out, but needs to... He's maintaining parity, so it's not going terribly. You can see 450, up to 450. Okay, he's actually healing it at the moment. Double scout out as well. Uvu Looking nice and aggressive here from MarineLord. I'm loving the counterplay. He's going to force Spearman from his opponent. Just a single Spearman will be able to do it. And now the defense is going to be coming through with the Archer. Still not actually going to be throwing down any scouts. So not going for that Mr. defense. Not going for the Scandinavian defense. I mean, Mr's not even Scandinavian. Mr's actually Greek. So maybe we call it like the Greek defense because all the Greek players use it. There's only one Greek player. It's the Mr. He's the guy who uses it. Anyway, the the Archer's now looking to hold off this position. Second outpost has now come out as well here for Beasty. Right on board with Beasty and see how he's doing as he's actually taken down a scout on the opposite side of the map. How many scouts did he take down here? MarineLord manages to escape with 1 at 67, so a rare mistake coming out there from MarineLord. Something you don't typically see from the Frenchman is... Should I say Frenchman or Frenchman? I feel like I should be saying Frenchman. Because Frenchman is... It just sounds like I'm describing him. Like, coming from the 5'2" Frenchman. It doesn't have the same ring to it. Anyway... Riding on board with Beasty, though. Yes, that was a subtle dig at MarineLord, guys. He's not really 5'2". He's actually 4'11", but we got to give him the extra couple of inches. That's what they always say. Anyway, we'll ride on board with Beasty, see how he's doing his double arrow slits. Now going to be coming in on both of these outposts. Now, the outposts are slowly building up around the base. Backside still quite open. Barracks going to be coming down as well, so he's going into a 1-1-1 composition. GUA going to be happy with this. Great to see. We see it's the GUA transition coming through right now. The 1-1-1. All right, we'll ride on board once again with Beasty and see what he's up to, because this for me is the big question. He's the big player, and a lot of village. Where are these villagers going? Is he going to pull the boar? Is he dropping a town center? What is MarineLord doing right now? It's a wood line. He's just after this, and the board gets pulled. MarineLord's mum getting involved in on the action as well. Beasty just running for dear life, and now speaking of deer, he's not going to have any insight. Instead, going to be just going for this boar. Needs to make sure that scout stays alive. Indeed, it does. And the boar lives. So he's pulled that one and decided, you know what, we'll take it. You take what you can get. Drops the mill down next to it. Thank you very much. And now that Khan going to be moving down towards the south side. Continuing to cause havoc, but look at this. Horseman out as well. Beasty, no real sign of a castle age coming through just yet. He's got villagers on gold, about 6 of them on gold at the moment. Actually, we can even switch it over for you guys. We're at the 7-minute mark. I do keep forgetting to switch that one over. You know what? If the devs are watching this, if AP's watching this, I would make it so that it always defaults to this as the starting one, because I always forget to switch it. And it's only really relevant in the early game. But speaking of early game, Hardened Spearman moving to try and take out the Hardened Spearman of his enemy. Villager's going to get involved in the combat as well. Beautiful micro coming out from Beasty as he looks to focus down the archers with the horseman. Falls back and now looking to take down another archer. Spearman up against Villager. Always a good little engagement right there. And now the horseman going to be moving away as soon as the Spearman starts attacking them. Beautiful micro. He's looking for another angle to come in on it. Manages to find a villager. Beautiful pickup right there. 3 villagers go down in total. And MarineLord going to be falling behind in the economy for a rare moment. So essentially, when you load into the game, you start off and it's resources per minute. Ideally, I'd like to have it always come in as villagers on the resource, because this is very relevant in the early game. But I think once you start crossing about like the 10-minute, 12-minute threshold, resources per minute becomes a lot more relevant. So I don't know whether you could even make that automatic, but I just switch them. That's probably the best thing that you can do. But if you could make it move or change automatically at 12 minutes, that'd be amazing. I think that's probably a little bit beyond the scope of the engine, to say it politely. All right, checking in with Beasty. Definitely thinking about a castle age. Is 50% of the food, 60% of the gold, or at least 66% now, as he crosses over that threshold. And look at the line of sight he's got right now. He's built a beautiful amount of line of sight around the enemy base, and still, I mean, what is the theme throughout this? We have not seen the scouts come up. We didn't see the Greek response coming out in this situation, and as a result, Beasty continues moving ahead. His position's looking strong. He's up about 200 score. Of course, he's playing as the Mongols, so you can never really trust score as a guarantee. But now looking to scout out his enemy. He's trying to find out a bit more information about what he's up to, and this should be the giveaway. There's no blacksmith. If you don't see a blacksmith, if you don't see an archery range, you can expect that your Mongol enemy is going to the castle age. That's pretty much it. So what's the response for MarineLord from here? Does he look to go over to stone? And that is exactly what the response is. So my intuition in that situation was like, okay, well, if I don't see my enemy doing any of that, I'm just going to start dropping down I'm going to drop down a stone mine. I'm going to drop down my second town center, and I'm going to start thinking about getting a second TC, and then I will go to castle behind that with a second TC. I'll outscale my enemy. Now, of course, the Mongol player is going to say, well, I'm just going to pick up the relics, and I'm going to make a second town center as well once I get to the third age. I might be a couple of minutes behind you, but I'm still going to be able to scale with you. And that's exactly the reality of the situation, unfortunately. So the Mongol player is always going to be able to scale. I mean, they're not going to be able to scale per se with the French player, because the French will always have a greater curve than the Mongol player on the same amount of town centers. But at least you'll be able to go into the late game with the same numbers. Archery range and a stable getting thrown down, so looks like it's going to be a double lance opening. It's 220 stone in the bank, so he'll have 240 by the time, or at least he should almost have 240 by the time the age up comes through. And he is about to age up, but we've got a little attempt down here to try and cause some damage, but not going to be able to find it. Battering ram continuing to move forward, and now Beasty reaching up to the castle age. Step it out coming through here. We'll ride on board with him as he begins creating the first of the lancers. We can see that he's got those in production. We'll be probably moving into men-at-arms. No, it's going to be archers. So men-at-arms and crossbows I thought was one direction you can go, but I guess archer and spearman also a very solid combo as well. Nice trash combo to complement the lancers. So looking to probably raid with the lancers and then slowly build up that infantry ball that he can just sort of sit here with his trench. That's if the trench survives. It's always going to be a question of whether the trench survives. He's picked up arrow slits on all of these, so even if the trench doesn't survive, it's okay, because the trench ideally has got the sprinkler emplacements on it. But now MarineLord going to be thinking a bit more about aging up. I guess he can always play it in feudal, and we can see him adding in a stable here, so that could be an option for him if he wants to play a little bit more heavily orientated in that way. He's in a bit of a difficult spot at the moment, getting ring around the rosies. And now the Lance is going to be coming in. They're going to be able to clean up this entire mass here. MarineLord going to be losing it all. Spearman actually taking one for the team there, but he continues kiting back away from this position. We can see +1 range attack has come through, so at least he's dishing out 2 damage on those Lancers. But now those Lancers are going to be heading into the fog of war and undoubtedly, eventually, around towards these villages. And keep in mind, we are here on Prairie, a map that is known for its lack of wood. So civilizations like the Mongols really shine, just simply because when you're out of wood, well, you've got no real choice but to move out onto the map and try and find additional sources, and obviously the Mongols want to try and hit you. By the same token, the French, pretty decent at doing that as well, as the Mongol player moves around looking for more wood. So we can see up here, he's going to expose himself potentially, and that means that MarineLord could potentially pick up a villager or two. At the moment, there's only 3 villagers killed on one side and then 2 villagers on the other. So it's not a huge amount of villager kills that have come out. But we do now see on the bottom side that raid going to be repelled. I think MarineLord realizes this is the only real angle that he can be attacked from. Now the Knights coming through, getting the charges off, hitting the enemy Lancers. Continues to focus on these units away from or towards the Khan. And Beasty now looking to try and stay alive down in this position. Unfortunately, I've just noticed you don't have the big what's it called, the smoke coming up, or the dust trails. Remember when Knights used to charge? They used to hit up all the dust. Kind of like that. I mean, at first I was like, what the hell? And now I miss it. I mean, you don't know what you got till it's gone, do you? You just don't know. Well, back towards the base of Beasty, we see that he has picked up a prayer tent, and he's now looking to grab in those relics. He's yet to pick up the first one, but he's got the rally point out there. And now a little bit of a trade back towards the base of MarineLord. It's going to be Knight on Lancer action, the classic. First relic getting picked up behind the scenes. We hear it loud and proud. And now we can see that MarineLord's defensive maneuvering is quite solid. He's got that second TC in. Villager count starting to build up. 7 villager lead at the moment. Beasty going to be thinking about a second town center shortly. We'll take a look and see whether he's got that market in. He should have that market in. It doesn't look like it just yet. Is he just going to gather up the wood himself instead of trading it? It might be the case. It could be the case, and we hear more relics being picked up. He's got plenty of them. Plenty of them around, and now crossbow on the backside, so he's going to be going into those crossbows. You know, we talked a little bit earlier about it, and we saw archers coming out, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that. Crossbow is definitely going to be coming in, and probably the more wise choice. I think crossbow spear together with the lancer is going to make a lot of sense. The beautiful little play right by Beasty, and now coming in, hitting a whole bunch of those spears, as well as the archers on the backside. This could be bad right now for MarineLord. He looks like he might be a bit outnumbered on this position, and there's going to be villagers up for grabs if he does it, and indeed he is outnumbered completely. The villagers going to have to hightail it out of there. They get chased away by a low health Lancer, but there's still a lot of Lancers back here that are doing well. the crossbow is just slowly DPSing down all of the knights and going to be able to take out one of the knights. Oh my lord, the shot from downtown by the Khan actually takes out that one at distance, and it's a pretty decent trade there overall for Beasty. He'd be very happy with that trade. Relics coming up, second town center coming up. Beasty looking to maintain parity at about 13 villages difference. Obviously, over the course of the game, that is going to slowly but steadily build up with the French having the advantage of faster training villas compared to the 18 compared to the 20 seconds of the Mongols. But at this point in the game, I mean, MarineLorDs done a pretty decent job to hold on. And that castle age is going to be coming through shortly. Sacred site number 1 under threat, under capture. Now, there is only 2 sacred sites in this game, so on this map. So Delhi not going to be as strong despite all of the berry bushes out here. So I suspect maybe Abbasid Dynasty might be a really good civilization on a map like this, just because of the amazing amount of berries that we've got out here. They're all around the edge of the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think, in total. That's a lot of berries. All right, our French player looking now to age up. It's going to be the Royal Institute getting dropped down here. Nice little hilly position as the second sacred site is now captured up. So we do have a third sacred site up towards the north. I don't know how I didn't see that. Was that just not showing or something? I swear I could only see 2 sacred sites. There are 3. Okay, never mind. Maybe Delhi's pretty decent here then. Don't mind me. Where did that sacred site come from? Am I just blind? Surely, it's right there. I can see it. I think I'm blind. I think I need glasses. I've already got glasses. Maybe I should get my glasses checked. Maybe I should replace my glasses. Well, these are sunglasses. No wonder I can't see anything. God damn. All right. Anyway, I digress. We'll ride on board with Beastyqt and see how he's doing as the Gur begins just moving at lightning speed around the map. Towards the north, we do see a little bit of a raid attempted by MarineLord, who's trying to find a way in and dish out some damage to that economy. Looking for relics up in the north of the map. He is eventually going to find it. He finds a sacred site as well for his trouble. Could go for this, but remember, there is a knight that could potentially deal with this in the area. Lancer on knight action. Upgrades coming through. Veteran spearman. Veteran Royal Knight also going to be coming through. Double barracks also dropped down, so potentially moving into more spearmen, maybe men-at-arms, but surely you wouldn't go men-at-arms against a player who's making knights and crossbows. It just doesn't seem to make sense, but we've seen someone do that already today, so we may see it again as a potential opening. But now that third sacred site going to get capped, or rather going to get walked over. Ooh, that's a bit dangerous. MarineLord spots it. Veteran Royal Knight comes out. And that is the consequence of not shift clicking. It is why you always want to be shift clicking those relic carrying monks, because if they get exposed like that, well, now we got a problem. He's going to look for the Wallalol here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it off. Indeed, he is not. And that relic going to go down to that is just simply because he didn't shift click it. So all he needed to do was, well, I don't think we can really see it, but you shift click up to here, and then you shift click around the sacred site, and then you shift click back to base. That's all he would have needed to have done. But, yeah, unfortunate there. MarineLord down about 300 points at the moment. Going to start adding in the farms. We're at the 18-minute mark here. So some pretty late farms about the 18-minute mark. Typically, you'd expect to see them about the 15, 16-minute mark. So that is the food on this map really coming into play here. A couple of idle villages underneath the town center. And now a little bit of a raid on the south side. Going to get picked up. Fortunately, he's got plenty of units down here. Look at the villages. So many of these villages are just low-health villages. He's got 2 of them just sitting about 1 shot away from being killed. No textiles through yet, despite the aggression coming out from his enemy. Checking in on the other side of the map, though. Beasty looking pretty solid. Military count well and truly ahead by MarineLord at this point, though. The population count in particular. Knight numbers, healthy for Beasty. Also got the crossbows out in mass. And now going to be forcing some idle time here. Underneath the town center, the Knights looking for villagers, not going to find them. Instead, the crossbow is going to be moving back. And look at this, the shaman numbers really starting to stack up here. What is going on? Why have we got so many shaman? Does Beasty know something that we don't know? Herbal medicine. It's herbal medicine. It is in, baby. We've also got monastery shrines. Pretense. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that. That is an interesting upgrade. The first time I ever saw someone use that, it was Lidicor. And I think he used it in an FFA. All right. Well, the night raid. Going to be denied for the most part. He's going to be able to tail these, but villagers do jump inside the town center. There's still a few villagers out here. Should be able to pick these up. This will definitely be a solid pick if he can get it, but just going to be running past, and he finds more villagers up towards this western position. At the same time, attacking over towards the east side. We see the ram under attack. A little bit of a raid on the gold mine. Villagers, all villagers not in the best spot. He's looking like he might sacrifice them, and now we've got the Knights going up against the Spearmen. Kind of going to be firing off the defensive arrow here. A little bit of a dual attack happening. But it looks like Beastyqt kind of comes out a bit ahead. Villager count, he's lost another 4, 5, 6 villagers there. I think it was it 3 villagers or 5 villagers against 5s? So another 4 vills that he picked up there. So not too bad. And the Shamans still hightailing around. Is he just double producing Shamans this whole time? He's not. Spear's finding a great little position there. He's able to take out the first one. Look at the Khan running out. I feel like the Khan was like, you know, when you don't have enough torque, or rather when you don't have enough grip on your tires, he was spinning his wheels. He was going a little bit too fast. Now battering ram continuing to just cause havoc in the middle of the map. No trench really built at the moment. Another raid coming down over on that west side. Villager count at the moment up for MarineLord by about 21. Keep in mind, Beastyqt going to be able to keep up with that difference, though. And he does have the relics going for him, as well as the sacred sites. And speaking of sacred sites, on the south side, a spearman looks to try and take it. And now horseman coming in over onto the base of Beastyqt, looking to hit villagers once again. Just raids all over this map. And a consequence of just these wood lines being everywhere. It means that you don't have a safe wood line. You know, typically, you think about any normal map, right? Altai, Dry Arabia, Lipany. You start with 2 large forests. And I'm talking large forests. Like, imagine this, but like 4 times as big. That's how big you start with, and you start with 2 of those. So you start with 8 times the amount of trees here next to your base. So wood isn't really an issue. So even though there's not a lot of wood on this map, I'm going to be honest, it kind of makes for an exciting game because there's just raids going down everywhere. We see MarineLord, notorious for his raiding, once again finding villagers on the south side. And now Beastyqt looking to capture these sacred sites once again, pushing away. Horseman also going to get caught out of position. And look at the scholar number really starting to build up. He's looking like he's role-playing as the deli right now. Things not looking pretty. MarineLord might be in a little bit of trouble. The military count still looking pretty even. MarineLord up in the population. Now we'll double check over on the other side of the map as the raids keep on coming in. Able to take out was that a scholar? No, it was like a man-at-arms, I think, by the looks of it, on that sacred site. And for the moment, Beastyqt looks pretty solid. MarineLord has a lot of spears here, though. I guess the spears do pretty well against this unit composition. The main issue that he's going to have is spears don't have the DPS. They don't have the damage per second to out-damage the Shamans, but the Mangonel does. So the Mangonel going to be very, very nice addition to this army. Now, Piety not going to be something he can actually pick up yet. It's not until the Dark Age, or rather the Imperial Age, that he's going to be able to pick that one up. Delhi, one of the few civilizations that can actually get it earlier than all the other civilizations. All right, still looking to try and chase this position. Shaman's going to get taken out. He's lost 1, 2 Shaman. There goes the 3rd one. 4th one about to fall down, but he's managed to do a little bit of a bait and switch, a flip onto the other side, as now we've got the defensive arrow coming out. Mangonel shot comes through. He hits a whole bunch on the backside, but still the Shaman are out here repairing, looking to heal this one up. Managing to do a decent job as well, but still continuing to kite back away from the Mangonel. Wants to avoid fighting it. Doesn't want to fight it face to face. Still he's grouping everything together, so everything's running a little bit slower. There we go. Now he's got it working his magic, and now he starts kiting away, doing the right thing. Over towards the west side, Knights still out here. No walls coming up from Beastyqt just yet. As I say that, we do see our first walls of the game finally coming up for the Beastmeister. Fortunately, those villagers running a little bit wide of that position. Score still in favor of Beastyqt, up by about 300 points. More units out here over on the west flank under attack. And there is just action all over this map right now. Springwood emplacement on this outpost still standing strong. North sacred site taken. Central sacred site taken. South sacred site is neutralized for the moment. And now that Mangonel might be in a little bit of trouble. So the Lancer does come out, but it looks like he's decided to start attacking the Mangonel. And the Mangonel, Mangonel had a very, very small chance there to take out the enemy crossbows. Misses the chance, and now the Spearman going to be coming in. You can see a brief little pause there, but they look to turn it. Mangonel, he wants it so badly. He can't get it, though. The crossbows are too damn close to him. Go for it, Mango. Go for it, Mango. Go for it, Mango. Do it. He gets the Khan. He gets the Khan. It's not terrible. Second Mangonel coming out. Oh, this is looking bad for Beastyqt. It's looking... Oh, my. Wow. Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't want to call good game or anything, but... Wow. That was painful right there. That was a big Mangonel shot. MarineLord threw the jab at him. The jab, Beastyqt dodged it, and he's like, huh, And then, like, MarineLord hit him with the hook. And he knocked him out. And then everybody died. It was the 1-2 combination. Maybe it was the uppercut. I don't know. It could have been a hook. It could have been an uppercut. I mean, I guess it's an uppercut because they're Mangonels. They fire up. It's the uppercut. But now up towards the north side. We've got more and more knights looking once again for a bit of a raid. The villager kills slowly increasing. These guys just on another level. Now the sacred site's going to start trickling down that counter. And they said the technology wasn't there in 2022, but we proved them wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The sacred site, the sacred victory is approaching. We're getting depleted as well. A lot of global messages coming up right now for us. Just reminding us of all these things. MarineLord sitting at 152 population. Beastyqt at 121 at the moment. Beastyqt's going to need a miracle. I mean, the villager count is still up by about 20. But he does have the 5 relics in the bag. And he's also got the 300 gold a minute coming in from the sacred site. So perhaps things not terrible for him. We can see that he's actually pulling in 700 gold a minute. And that's pretty much all of the gold. Compare that over to MarineLord, who's got... he's got 12 villagers on gold. He's only pulling in 500. So, Beasty with maybe about 15... Actually, a lot more than 15. Maybe about 20 villagers worth of gold income at the moment. That's a pretty big amount, isn't it? When you think about it like that. That's pretty big. And it's infinite. He's not exhausting any gold mines. And I think it's important to note that he did go for the step redoubt, though. So, step redoubt, kind of irrelevant. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right, middle of the map. Getting pushed down. MarineLord's starting to set himself up. He's going to have to fall back with the prayer tents if you want to keep these relics alive. Go on, Beasty. Unpack the prayer tent. Pack up that prayer tent. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Up towards the north, under attack. Checking in with that prayer tent. Once again, it's going to be going down. If it goes down, it drops the relics on the ground. And MarineLord might come think about pinching him. Mangonel's firing off towards the prayer tent. Trebuchet going to get a shot off as well. Prayer tent. Get it up. Get it out. Go on. Those weren't Beastie's walls. They were MarineLord's walls. My apologies. I mentioned earlier that Beasty had started walling. No. Look, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been awake for like 18 hours now. I apologize. It's getting late. But Beasty under pressure. Beasty under serious pressure right now. Trying to find another way into this game. Villager count might be the way to bring it back in. We can see he's still down by 20 villagers, but he can try and even the score. And now the counter-attack is coming on. Horsemen, together with the Lancers, everybody moving out across the map. A whole bunch of siege here, but not a lot to defend it. MarineLord might be in a little bit of trouble. This could be bad for MarineLord. Knights chased away by the spears. Reinforcements coming in towards his position, but Mangonel's going to be going down. It looks like they fired off a shot towards the infantry that was coming in. It's gone wide. They've missed both. Both of the Mangonel's going to be going down. That's exactly what he wanted to pick off. And now Beasty, looking like he might have a bit of a solid counter-attack here. The Lancers up towards the north. Or not, yeah, Lancers towards the north, still looking strong. Trebuchet going to be going down. Go, Trebuchet, get him. Doesn't miss the shot. Hits it right on the head of the veteran archer. And now all of that cavalry going to be coming in. Where are MarineLord's units right now? MarineLord just... Was it all siege? Don't tell me it was all siege. He overextended massively. And he's got a whole bunch of spears back on the west. What are these spearmen doing? These spearmen need to be here contesting all of the cavalry. Beasty's sitting underneath the town center, taking out villagers. Villager count for MarineLord down to 110. Beasty's slowly but steadily rising. We can see the villagers that he's killed here are absolutely incredible. Now a town center under attack over on the west side as well. It's TC for TC, but the main difference is this is the main town center. Double Mangonel behind this, going to get picked off by the Lancers. Good game, going to get called. MarineLord taps out, realizing that Beasty manages to push him off guard. Good game gets called. Ladies and gentlemen, that is game 1 of your series between Beastyqt and MarineLord. The Beast is back, baby. You better watch out. Game number 2 is going to be coming up right now, so do not go anywhere. Catch you guys in the next one.